dear children, you have read stories, plays and poems. But today you are going to read an essay by a very famous essayist called A.G. Gardiner. Most of his essays deal with social issues like good manners and conduct. In a very light vein, he tries to convey his message through his essays. He gives examples to prove his point without hurting the sentiments of his readers at the very beginning of the lesson, and we shall see this.
It did not occur to the lady that if liberty entitled the foot passenger to walk down the middle of the road, it also entitled the cab driver to drive on the pavement, and that the end of such liberty would be universal chaos. Everybody would be getting in everybody else's way, and nobody would get anywhere. Individual liberty would have become social anarchy. Madam, please use the pavement. Pedestrians should use that.
We have got liberty now. I shall walk where I like.
But the author says that if this lady has the liberty to walk in the middle of the road, then look at this. What would happen is something you would just see.
Students, you have come across some difficult words in this passage. Words, meanings, peril, danger, pav, jokham, liberty, freedom, pav, azadi, universal chaos, total disorder spreading everywhere, pav, afra tafri, anarchy, lawlessness, pav, arajakta, shasanheenta. Children, while doing this lesson, we shall not only try to grasp the language, but also comprehend the message the author is trying to convey. The message is important because it makes us better civilians of the society we live in. At the same time, we should also be able to check whether we can answer the questions we are going to deal in the exams. विद्यार्थियों, इस पाठ ਨੂੰ ਪੜਨ ਦੌਰਾਨ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਸਿਰਫ ਭਾਸ਼ਾ ਤੇ ਪਕੜ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਨੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ, ਬਲਕਿ ਲੇਖਕ ਦੇ ਸੰਦੇਸ਼ ਵੱਲ ਵੀ ਧਿਆਨ ਦੇਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਹੈ। ਸੰਦੇਸ਼ ਮਹੱਤਵਪੂਰਨ ਹੈ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਇਹ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਵਧੀਆ ਨਾਗਰਿਕ ਬਣਾਉਂਦਾ ਹੈ। ਨਾਲ ਹੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਇਸ ਯੋਗ ਵੀ ਬਣਨਾ ਪਵੇਗਾ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਸਵਾਲਾਂ ਦੇ ਜਵਾਬ ਦੇ ਸਕੀਏ ਜੋ ਸਾਡੇ ਇਮਤਿਹਾਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਉਣਗੇ। So here are two questions that are based on the passage. The first question is, why was the stout old lady walking down the middle of a road? And the answer is, the stout old lady was walking down the middle of the road because she thought that she was free to walk anywhere. My next question is, how was she mistaken about the liberty? And the answer is, she was mistaken about the liberty because if she had the liberty to walk in the middle of the road, the car driver had the freedom to drive on the pavement too. So children, have you seen how Gardiner has given an example to make the readers realize that if you feel that you have liberties, others also feel so. You walk in the middle of the road, then vehicle owners also have the freedom of driving on the footpaths. Rest can be easily imagined. Let us go to the next paragraph.
There is a danger of the world getting liberty drunk in these days, like the old lady with the basket. And it is just as well to remind ourselves of what the rule of the road means. It means that in order that the liberties of all may be preserved, the liberties of everybody must be curtailed. ਦੁਨੀਆ ਨੂੰ ਆਜ਼ਾਦੀ ਦਾ ਨਸ਼ਾ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਹੈ, ਉਸ ਔਰਤ ਵਾਂਗ ਜੋ ਕਿ ਟੋਕਰੀ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਚੱਲ ਰਹੀ ਸੀ। ਸਾਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਇਸ ਲਈ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਗਿਆ ਹੈ ਤਾਂ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਯਾਦ ਦਿਵਾ ਸਕੀਏ ਕਿ ਸੜਕ ਤੇ ਚੱਲਣ ਦੇ ਨਿਯਮ ਕੀ ਹਨ।
Students, now answer these questions. My first question is, what does the policeman at the Piccadilly Square symbolize? And the answer is, the policeman at the Piccadilly Square symbolizes not of tyranny but of liberty. My next question is, can we do whatever we feel like? And the answer is, no, we can't, and we should not do whatever we like. The author further explains about liberty. So, can you tell what does the rule of the road mean? It means the rules of the traffic prescribing how foot passengers and vehicles should make use of the convenience. But in a wider sense, it means that every individual should sacrifice some of their liberties so that the liberties of the others are also preserved or taken care of, and that they can also enjoy their liberties. Gardiner remarks that a reasonable consideration for the rights or of feelings of others is the foundation of smooth social conduct. ਇਸ ਦਾ ਮਤਲਬ ਇਹ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਸੜਕ ਤੇ ਚੱਲਣ ਦੇ ਨਿਯਮ ਪੈਦਲ ਚੱਲਣ ਵਾਲਿਆਂ ਅਤੇ ਮੋਟਰ ਗੱਡੀਆਂ ਵਾਲਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਚੱਲਣ ਬਾਰੇ ਦੱਸਦੇ ਹਨ ਕਿ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਸੜਕ ਤੇ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਚੱਲਣਾ ਹੈ। ਪਰ ਇਹ ਕਿਹਾ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਆਪਣੀ ਆਜ਼ਾਦੀ ਦਾ ਕੁਝ ਬਲੀਦਾਨ ਦੇਣਾ ਪਵੇਗਾ ਤਾਂ ਕਿ ਦੂਜਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਆਜ਼ਾਦੀ ਦਾ ਖਿਆਲ ਰੱਖਿਆ ਜਾ ਸਕੇ। ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਆਪਣੀ ਆਜ਼ਾਦੀ ਦਾ ਮਜ਼ਾ ਲੈ ਸਕਣਗੇ। ਗਾਰਡੀਨਰ ਇਹ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਸਮਝਦਾਰੀ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਦੂਜਿਆਂ ਦੀਆਂ ਭਾਵਨਾਵਾਂ ਅਤੇ ਹੱਕਾਂ ਦਾ ਖਿਆਲ ਰੱਖਣਾ ਇੱਕ ਚੰਗੇ ਸਮਾਜ ਦੀ ਨੀਂਹ ਹੈ। Now let us move on to the next stanza.
Liberty is not a personal affair only, but a social contract. It is an accommodation of interests. In matters which do not touch anybody else's liberty, of course, I may be as free as I like. ਆਜ਼ਾਦੀ ਸਾਡਾ ਨਿੱਜੀ ਮਾਮਲਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ। ਇਹ ਇੱਕ ਸਮਾਜਿਕ ਸਮਝੌਤਾ ਹੈ, ਭਾਵ ਆਪਸੀ ਹਿੱਤਾਂ ਦਾ ਸਮਝੌਤਾ। ਆਜ਼ਾਦੀ ਦੇ ਐਸੇ ਮਾਮਲੇ ਜੋ ਕਿਸੇ ਹੋਰ ਦੀ ਆਜ਼ਾਦੀ ਨਾਲ ਟਕਰਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਖਾਂਦੇ, ਅਸੀਂ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਸਾਡੀ ਮਰਜ਼ੀ ਉਵੇਂ ਕੰਮ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ। Now what does accommodation of interests mean? It means making slight changes of sacrifices to suit other people. ਆਪਸੀ ਹਿੱਤਾਂ ਦੇ ਸਮਝੌਤੇ ਤੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੀ ਸਮਝਦੇ ਹੋ? ਆਪਸੀ ਹਿੱਤਾਂ ਦੇ ਸਮਝੌਤੇ ਤੋਂ ਭਾਵ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਦੂਜਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਹਿੱਤਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਮੱਦੇ-ਨਜ਼ਰ ਰੱਖਦੇ ਹੋਏ ਥੋੜੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਕੁਰਬਾਨੀ ਕਰਨੀ। Now, if a man dresses or sleeps or gets up in a way you have just seen does not affect everybody's liberty, isn't it? The author further explains this point about liberty as such. In all these and 1,000 other details, you and I please ourselves and ask no one's leave. We have a whole kingdom in which we rule alone, can do what we choose, be wise or ridiculous, harsh or easy, conventional or odd. but we directly step out of that kingdom, our personal liberty of action becomes qualified by other people's liberty. ਜਿਵੇਂ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੇਖਿਆ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਅਤੇ ਅਜਿਹੇ ਹਜ਼ਾਰਾਂ ਮੁੱਦਿਆਂ ਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਜਿਸ ਨੂੰ ਚਾਹੀਏ ਉਵੇਂ ਹੀ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਸਾਡਾ ਆਪਣਾ ਰਾਜ ਹੈ, ਜੋ ਮਰਜ਼ੀ ਕਰੀਏ, ਭਾਵੇਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਮੂਰਖਤਾ ਵਾਲਾ ਜਾਂ ਸਿਆਣਾ, ਸਖਤ ਜਾਂ ਨਰਮ, ਰੂੜੀਵਾਦੀ ਜਾਂ ਆਧੁਨਿਕ ਕੰਮ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਸਾਡੀ ਆਜ਼ਾਦੀ ਨੂੰ ਸੀਮਿਤ ਕਰਦੀ ਹੈ।
Hey, you are disturbing me and my family. Sleep and let others sleep too.
There are lots of people in the world, and I have to accommodate my liberty to their liberties. So there are ways of doing things that please us in a manner that does not affect the freedom or liberty of other people in the society. You are free to be odd, ridiculous, conventional, etc. as long as you do not disturb the freedom of others. Now children, there are two difficult words that needs your attention. One is ridiculous, which means funny. Another is conventional, which means orthodox, that is traditional, old-fashioned.
Children, I am sure you will really like this incident and try to learn something.
You know what is a tornado and a tsunami? Come, I will tell you.
I got into a railway carriage at a country station the other morning and started reading a blue book. I was not reading it for. The truth is that I never do read blue books for pleasure. I read them as a barrister reads a brief for the very humble purpose of earning an honest penny out of them. Now, if you are reading a book for pleasure, it does not matter what is going on round you. I think I could enjoy a really good novel even in the midst of an earthquake. But when you are reading a thing as a task, you need reasonable quiet, and that is what I didn't get for at the next station. In came a couple of men, one of whom talked to his friend for the rest of the journey in a loud and pompous voice on any and every topic under the sun. If I had asked him to be good enough to talk in a lower tone, I dare say he would have thought I was a very rude fellow. It did not occur to him that anybody could have anything better to do than to listen to him. And I have no doubt he left the carriage convinced that everybody in it had, thanks to him, had a very illuminating journey, and would carry away a pleasing impression of his great knowledge. He was obviously a well-intentioned person. The thing that was wrong with him was that he had not the social sense. He was not a clubbable man. ਬੱਚਿਓ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜੋ ਕੁਝ ਵੇਖਿਆ ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਇਹ ਜ਼ਾਹਿਰ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਗੱਡੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਬੈਠੇ ਸੱਜਣ ਨੂੰ ਨਾਲ ਬੈਠੇ ਉੱਚੀ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਕਰਨ ਵਾਲੇ ਬੰਦੇ ਨੂੰ ਬਲੂ ਬੁੱਕ ਪੜ੍ਹਨ ਨਾ ਦਿੱਤੀ। ਭਾਵੇਂ ਉਹ ਸਮਝਦਾ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਉਹ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੀ ਗਿਆਨ ਭਰਪੂਰ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਬਾਕੀ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਰੌਸ਼ਨ ਕਰ ਰਿਹਾ ਸੀ, ਪਰ ਉਸ ਨੂੰ ਦੂਸਰਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਅਧਿਕਾਰਾਂ ਬਾਰੇ ਖਿਆਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀ। ਬਾਕੀ ਲੋਕ ਉਸ ਦੀਆਂ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਸੁਣਨ ਦੀ ਬਜਾਏ ਕੁਝ ਹੋਰ ਵੀ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਸਨ।
Children, you just saw a man sitting and studying a blue book seriously. This is called swotting. When one studies a book seriously in a short time, it is called swotting. The way you do during exams on your way to the examination hall. ਬੱਚਿਓ, swotting ਤੋਂ ਭਾਵ ਹੈ ਥੋੜੇ ਸਮੇਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰਾ ਪੜ੍ਹਨਾ, ਜਿਵੇਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਮਤਿਹਾਨਾਂ ਦੌਰਾਨ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ। And what is a blue book? A blue book is an official book of rules and regulations, normally with a blue cover. Blue book ਇੱਕ ਦਸਤਾਵੇਜ਼ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ ਜਿਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ rules and regulations ਲਿਖੀਆਂ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਹਨ. And the man reading a blue book found the other man as not clubbable. So, not clubbable means unsocial ਅਤੇ not clubbable ਦਾ ਮਤਲਬ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਜੋ ਮਿਲ ਵਰਤਨ ਦੇ ਲਾਇਕ ਨਾ ਹੋਵੇ. The next question is, what was the writer reading during the journey? And the answer is, the writer was reading a blue book. My next question is, why did he need a reasonable silence in the compartment? And the answer is, he needed a reasonable silence in the compartment because he was not reading for pleasure but doing serious study of a dry matter. My next question is, who disturbed him? And the answer is, a man who got in at the next station and talked loudly to his friend all the time disturbed him. My next question is, what was the intruding passenger talking about? And the answer is, he was talking on anything under the sun, that is, on a wide range of topics. My next question is, what is basis of a social conduct? And the answer is, a reasonable consideration for the rights or feelings of others is the basis of social conduct. Once again, the writer cites the example of guitar. He suggests that if you are learning playing on a guitar, you are entitled to do so, but be a little less of a nuisance.
He said a man who wanted to learn that fearsome instrument was entitled to learn it in his own house, even though he was a nuisance to his neighbors. But it was his business to make the nuisance as light as possible. He must practice in the attic and shut the window. He had no right to sit in his front room, open the window and blow his noise into his neighbor's ears with the maximum of violence.
ਬੱਚਿਓ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਮਝ ਗਏ ਹੋਵੋਗੇ ਕਿ ਗਿਟਾਰ ਸਿੱਖਣ ਦੀ ਆਪਣੀ ਆਜ਼ਾਦੀ ਨੂੰ ਬਿਨਾਂ ਦੂਜਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਆਜ਼ਾਦੀ ਦੀ ਉਲੰਘਣਾ ਕੀਤੇ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਪੂਰਾ ਕੀਤਾ ਜਾ ਸਕਦਾ ਹੈ. What the writer is trying to say is that as you have no right to disturb somebody by creating noise, just as you have no freedom to ruin somebody's garden. Further, the author says that,
Stop it! Stop it for God's sake!
Oh, how heavenly! Once more.
There are cases, of course, where the clash of liberties seems to defy compromise. My dear old friend X, who lives in West End Square and who is an amazing mixture of good nature and irascibility, flies into a passion when he hears a street piano and rushes out to order it away. But nearby lives a distinguished lady of romantic picaresque tastes, who dotes on street pianos and attracts them as wasps are attracted to a jar of jam. whose liberty in this case should surrender to the other. For the like of me, I cannot say. It is as reasonable to like street pianos as to dislike them, and vice versa. I would give much to hear Sancho Panza's solution of such a nice riddle. ਕਈ ਵਾਰ ਅਜਿਹੇ ਮੌਕੇ ਆ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਹਨ ਜਦੋਂ ਦੋ ਵਿਅਕਤੀਆਂ ਦੀ ਆਜ਼ਾਦੀ ਮੰਨਣ ਦੇ ਢੰਗ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਜਿਹੀ ਭਿੜੰਤ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਸਮਝੌਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋ ਸਕਦਾ। ਜਿਵੇਂ ਮਿਸਟਰ ਐਕਸ ਨੂੰ ਸਟਰੀਟ ਪਿਆਨੋ ਵੱਜਦਾ ਸੁਣਨਾ ਚੰਗਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਸੀ, ਪਰ ਇਸ ਦੇ ਉਲਟ ਉਸ ਦੀ ਗੁਆਂਢਣ ਦਿਲੋਂ ਜਾਨ ਤੋਂ ਸਟਰੀਟ ਪਿਆਨੋ ਤੇ ਨਿਛਾਵਰ ਸੀ।
The author concludes, thus, I suppose the fact is that we can be neither complete anarchists nor complete socialists in this complex world, or rather, we must be a judicious mixture of both. We have both liberties to preserve, our individual liberty and our social liberty. मैं समझती हाँ कि असल विच सच्चाई ये है कि संसार विच असी ना तां पूरी तरह अराजकतावादी हाँ ਅਤੇ ਨਾ ਹੀ ਪੂਰੀ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਸਮਾਜਵਾਦੀ ਹਾਂ। ਸਾਨੂੰ ਦੋਹਾਂ ਦਾ ਸੁਮੇਲ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਹੈ ਤਾਂ ਜੋ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਵਿਅਕਤੀਗਤ ਅਤੇ ਸਮਾਜਿਕ ਆਜ਼ਾਦੀ ਨੂੰ ਸਾਂਭ ਸਕੀਏ। I shall not permit any authority to say that my child must go to this school or that, shall specialize in science or arts, shall play
cricket
or soccer. These things are personal. But if I proceed to say that my child shall have no education at all, that he shall be brought up as a primeval savage or at Mr. Fagin's Academy for Pickpockets, then society will politely but firmly tell me that it has no use for primeval savages and a very stern objection to pickpockets, and that my child shall have a certain minimum of education whether I like it or not. मैं किसी भी ताकत ਜਾਂ ਸੱਤਾ ਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਅਧਿਕਾਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਦੇਵਾਂਗੀ ਕਿ ਉਹ ਇਹ ਤੈਅ ਕਰਨ ਕਿ ਮੇਰਾ ਬੱਚਾ ਇਸੇ ਸਕੂਲ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੀ ਜਾਏਗਾ ਅਤੇ ਖਾਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਵਿਗਿਆਨ ਜਾਂ ਆਰਟਸ ਵਿਸ਼ੇ ਪੜ੍ਹੇਗਾ ਅਤੇ ਰਗਬੀ ਅਤੇ ਫੁੱਟਬਾਲ ਹੀ ਖੇਡੇਗਾ। ਇਹ ਸਭ ਕੁਝ ਵਿਅਕਤੀਗਤ ਹੈ, ਪਰ ਜੇ ਮੈਂ ਇਹ ਕਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਮੇਰਾ ਬੱਚਾ ਕਿਸੇ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੀ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਵਿਦਿਆ ਨਹੀਂ ਲਏਗਾ, ਅਸਭਿਅਕ ਬਣੇਗਾ ਜਾਂ ਜੇਬ ਕੁਤਰਨ ਲਈ ਮਿਸਟਰ ਫੇਗਿਨ ਦੀ ਅਕੈਡਮੀ ਜਾਏਗਾ, ਤਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਸਮਾਜ ਬੜੇ ਠਰੰਮੇ ਨਾਲ ਪਰ ਯਕੀਨ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਦੱਸੇਗਾ ਕਿ ਅਸਭਿਅਕ ਹੋਣ ਦਾ ਕੋਈ ਫਾਇਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ, ਜੇਬ ਕੁਤਰਨ ਤੇ ਸਖਤ ਇਤਰਾਜ਼ ਕਰੇਗਾ ਅਤੇ ਕਹੇਗਾ ਕਿ ਚਾਹੇ ਮੈਂ ਪਸੰਦ ਕਰਾਂ ਜਾਂ ਨਾ ਕਰਾਂ, ਮੇਰੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਨੂੰ ਥੋੜੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਿੱਖਿਆ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਹਾਸਲ ਕਰਨੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਹੈ। I cannot have the liberty to be nuisance to my neighbors or make my child a burden and a danger to commonwealth. It is the small matters of conduct in the observance of the rule of the road that we pass this judgment upon ourselves and declare that we are civilized or uncivilized. The great movements of heroism and sacrifice are rare. It is the little habits of commonplace intercourse that make up the great sum of life and sweeten or make bitter the journey. I hope My friend in the railway carriage will reflect on this. ਮੈਨੂੰ ਆਪਣੇ ਗੁਆਂਢੀਆਂ ਦੀ ਸਿਰਦਰਦੀ ਬਣਨ ਦਾ ਅਧਿਕਾਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ ਜਾਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਨੂੰ ਰਾਸ਼ਟਰਮੰਡਲ ਲਈ ਬੋਝ ਜਾਂ ਖਤਰਾ ਬਣਾਉਣ ਦਾ ਅਧਿਕਾਰ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ। ਸੜਕਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਿਯਮਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਾਂਗ ਛੋਟੇ-ਮੋਟੇ ਕੰਮਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਦੇ ਸਭਿਅਕ ਜਾਂ ਅਸਭਿਅਕ ਹੋਣ ਦਾ ਫਰਕ ਪਤਾ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਬਹਾਦਰੀ ਜਾਂ ਬਲੀਦਾਨ ਦੇ ਮੌਕੇ ਕਦੇ-ਕਦੇ ਹੀ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਹਨ। ਇਹ ਤਾਂ ਸਾਧਾਰਨ ਆਪਸੀ ਵਿਵਹਾਰ ਦੀਆਂ ਛੋਟੀਆਂ-ਮੋਟੀਆਂ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਹੀ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਹਨ ਜੋ ਜੀਵਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਮਹੱਤਵ ਰੱਖਦੀਆਂ ਹਨ ਅਤੇ ਜੀਵਨ ਨੂੰ ਕੁੜੱਤਣ ਜਾਂ ਮਿਠਾਸ ਨਾਲ ਭਰ ਦਿੰਦੀਆਂ ਹਨ। ਉਮੀਦ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਗੱਡੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਫ਼ਰ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਮੇਰੇ ਮਿੱਤਰ ਇਸ ਵੱਲ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਹੀ ਧਿਆਨ ਦੇਣਗੇ। My question is, we should be a judicious mixture of both. What does the author mean by this statement? And the answer is, it means that there cannot be a complete social liberty or complete individual liberty. My next question is, what is the theme of the essay, The Rules of the Road? Explain. And the answer is, the author believes that both social and personal liberties are important. Personal liberty should not become a nuisance to fellow civilians. If we want to enjoy our rights, we must remember that others too have rights. Otherwise, there will be total lawlessness and life would become hell. My next question is, describe in your own words how the writer was disturbed during his journey. And the answer is, the author was traveling by train. He was busy reading a blue book seriously. At the next station, some more passengers entered the compartment. One of them talked very loudly on varied topics endlessly. The author could not concentrate on the blue book. My next question is, liberty is not a personal affair only, but a social contract. Explain. And the answer is, liberty is not a personal affair only, but a social contract. If one goes unchecked regarding one's personal freedom, it would hinder the path of others, resulting in lawlessness. There would be a universal chaos. To make our lives run smoothly, we should draw a line where our personal liberty should cease and social liberty take forefront. I hope you enjoyed reading the lesson as much as I did, keeping in mind the value and importance of liberty as an individual and as a social contract. I look forward to see you in the next class. Till then, goodbye.